Sherry, olvídate.
No, yo le estoy explotando el teléfono, él me lo
No,
va a comer.
olvídate.
It's
Olvídate.
just live, guys. So just get let's
We're
see.
live. We are live. Good
Good
morning. Good morning.
morning.
We are
Happy
alive.
Monday.
Alive and life.
Happy Monday.
Sherry came on online.
Morning.
Estoy explotando el teléfono. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing?
Very
Good,
good.
good, good.
Awesome.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Awesome
That
and
is
ready for the
awesome.
week.
And it's
How's
the
everybody's
first day of
weekend? How was
fall,
the
right,
weekend?
Norma?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Fall is here already.
Yes.
Fall is here?
Yay.
We gotta start wearing the fall colors. Come on, guys. The oranges, the brown. We gotta
Oh, I
change
got a
that
burgundy. Is
closet.
burgundy
Oh, yeah,
fall?
The
yeah.
Okay.
burgundy,
Burgundy,
that is
yeah.
the color of the season.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Season.
even know. I didn't
You
even
Yeah.
are
know.
on top.
There you
Brown and
go.
burgundy.
Yes.
It was just natural, sense of
You
style.
see, you are incredible.
Good
All
morning,
right.
everyone. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Happy Monday. We're super excited to have you all join us every Monday at 8 a.m. If you know anyone in the industry who want to come and join us here and be able to start the week in the right mindset, just share the link. You can either be part of the panel, so you can have conversations with us, or you can watch us on YouTube live. So thank you for being here today. We have couple announcement as we do every Monday. So we had a huge event and we want everyone to be able to join us this week. We have the grand opening of FPG Title. FPG Title stands for Family Passion Growth. So this is going to be a big event happening on Thursday, the 25th at 11 a.m. And at the same time, we also have LR Nona Expo. So not only the grand opening of FPG Title, so you also can come and get to meet face to face with the local vendors in the area. So you can have your complete book of business together for you. Again, guys, this is something we've been working for a while putting this amazing event. We have over 25 vendors in-house, and you're going to be able to meet not only all of us going to be there, but also CEO Joe LaRosa. So come and meet us, come and check it out what Rosa had to offer, and be able to enjoy this amazing event. Again, Thursday, we're going to put the link on the chat. We're going to put it on YouTube so you guys don't miss it. Please register so we can get a head count, making sure we have enough food and drinks for all of you guys. But thank you again. And now we're going to start our Mindset Monday.
Well, before we start, I wanted to say something really quick. I want to say that, the reason why we're doing this, right now, we just had Angie just talk about how she had a win this week. So what's going on here? What is this? Hold on. What happened here? Okay. Did Okay. So the idea behind Mindset Monday is so one, we can start the week off strong. So if you know anybody that really can benefit from this or that can really, really get positive from this Mindset Monday. That's the main idea why we do this is for all of us to start the week strong and really focus on what's important, which is our business, and that way we can stay consistent and really push through when times are hard. So that's the reason why we do this. So if you know anyone that can benefit from this and can really truly enjoy this, please share the link. It's so important for us to share that.
That is right. So again, every Monday, 8 a.m.
All right, let me check if the guest is because he said he was logging in. So give me 1 second. We got Amit. Uh, getting up, letting out everybody in. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start. If the he had some trouble logging in the guest speaker, so when he gets here, he'll get here, and then we'll introduce that. And but for right now, let's just get started. For example, this week we got something a nice little topic this week, which is going to be the name of the topic is slow is smooth, smooth is fast. The power of consistency in the business life. Because the thing is that success sometimes isn't just about rushing, cutting corner, or chasing quick wins. The truth is, when you slow down and focus on excellence and move with consistency, you actually accelerate your long-term results. Because that is so important right there that we slow down because we're so quick to rush into things that we want to rush and try to get those quick sales and get those things without actually going through a specific time frame of us learning certain things that we need to and allow us to focus. Because sometimes when we're going too fast, we get distracted way too easily. So it is very important that we move with precision and intention, especially in this business. So today is talking about how slow is smooth and smooth is fast, which is super important. Main four key points that we're going to talk about today is excellence first, speed second. Consistency builds momentum, embracing the hard things. So sometimes we want to run away from those hard things, and that's something we cannot do. And then the last one is foundation and faith, that on the belief that we can actually accomplish those things. So let me check if the speaker got here. If not, then we are gonna go ahead and get started. Nope.
And guys, I used to say slow is fast, because a lot of times we see the goal and we put this vision board and we say, okay, I want to make, let's say, $200,000 in commission, and it looks so overwhelming because it's, hey, how I'm gonna go from 0 to 100. But the little steps that get you there, the daily action that's gonna get you there. How can you go ahead and create a business plan that you go step by step and be able to check yourself daily, not only wait until the end of the month to see how you did the last 30 days. How do you go back at the end of the day and see, did I'm closer to my goal? How was my day today? Did the activities that I'm supposed to be doing to be able to achieve a goal? Super important to be able to keep track.
All right, so let's work on the first topic, which is excellent first, speed second. Because when we focus on excellent first, like Priscilla was mentioning, we actually gain a lot of speed. Because the whole thing about it is that when we are going on a slow, we are able to kind of identify what is going on. We are able to identify what are the errors that we're facing, that we allow them to fix them. So can someone share a quick example of how when they slowed down, it actually helped them improve in their business? It helped them improve in the goal they were trying to accomplish.
Well, I can definitely speak about that, and especially being running two offices, having a team and still keep production up. I definitely had to get back to my roof and be able to get back to time blocking and do a specific action for each type of business that I'm running. Especially like, love to hear from everybody running the offices. It can get sometimes a little bit overwhelmed, the phone never stops. So I create time blocking for each of those items, so that way I can accomplish. And again, like I said before, it's days there, just do your best. There's days that I do excellent with time blocking. There's days that it just doesn't work out that well. And it's okay to be able to balance those two out. For me, time blocking and be able to get step by step and have my agenda. I have different agenda, depends of which office or which task I'm working on, and be able to review it, constantly, not just wait until the end of the month, like I said before.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. That is awesome. For me, I have a challenge sometimes when it comes to slowing down, because my brain is always moving so fast. And I have to make it an effort on a daily basis to actually slow down my thoughts, because I don't know if anybody battles with that their mind is rushing all the time, whether when you go to bed, when you wake up, and no matter what time of day is, your mind is always rushing. And I've learned that I've had to actually sometimes have to like sit down and tell my mind, okay, slow down, because it's just moving so fast. Then sometimes I even skip certain things that I'm supposed to do with my routine because I'm moving so fast. So we have to, I mean, Priscilla's mentioned this a lot, smell the roses, but we definitely have to sit back and sit down and really evaluate everything that we're doing to make sure that everything's lining up to the things that we want to do. Because sometimes when we're going so fast, we don't even realize that we are doing things that really don't relate to the goals and the things that we've written down that we've wanted to do. So it's super important that for those that have that fast mind like I have, that's always running, that we actually take that time to sit down and be like, okay, let me write down. One tactic that I do a lot as well is for slowing down is I take time and take a piece of paper out or a notebook and I just start writing, because that allows me to channel my thoughts right into a piece of paper, and then from there I can go and read it and evaluate, okay, this I need to focus on, this I need to focus on that, because if not, it's just constantly running.
Check their
No, Eric,
proud.
you have your hand up.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can definitely hear you.
Okay, so I'm 100%. I'm gonna say like you because I battle with that. I'm like really hyperactive and all that. But what has helped me is I think they call it the Pomodoro, the 5 minute thing. But I do
Yeah, Pomodoro.
15. Right, for me, 5 minutes is too short. So I do 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, my timer goes off. Nobody can hear it. I know it. And for a second, I say, "What am I doing? Am I on track?" And that's how I control it. Because if not, man, the shiny object will catch me and take me away. And before you know it, day is over and I ain't done nothing.
Yeah, so true. That is so true. Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you very much, Eric. Well, we have here, let me see, Alberto. I just saw Alberto. Hold
Yeah,
on.
he's there.
He's there. All right, let me put
Hi,
him in.
Alberto.
Buenos días, everyone.
How you doing, Alberto?
Hi, good
Good morning,
We
good
had
morning.
morning.
Sorry.
some
Morning.
technical stuff. No worries. No worries.
Exactly. I had it buffering for a little bit, but I got it going.
No
That's
worries. Thank you
fine.
so much for taking your time. So everyone, it is Alberto. Alberto, let me introduce him really quick so we can get into the rest of the topic because he was the guest speaker for today. In regards to the topic that we were discussing today, because that's something that he lives by. Because he was the one that his actual quote he sent me was slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and embrace the suck, which is the hard stuff. So, so just to give everybody an idea, Alberto has been in business for 11 years. He's a home inspector. He's built his reputation with excellence through respect, integrity, and leading by example. His mission goes beyond inspections. He's passionate about training others to excel in life with faith as his cornerstone. So, Alberto, go ahead. You have the floor, brother.
So beautiful. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you, Cesar, for inviting me onto the platform. Like you said, GoPro Home Inspections. We've been around for 11 years. We're military in the sense of veteran owned and operated. When I started the company, I was in Afghanistan. That's kind of where I got the idea during that time. My brother and my wife got into real estate. And then when I got back home, I got into corrections, going the law enforcement route. And just within the training between the military, corrections, and law enforcement, bringing all that into home inspections, that's where I got the slowest move and smoothest fast. Because when I was doing urban warfare in a sense, and we were learning how to clear buildings, they would tell us, hey, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Don't go into these houses rushing because you could trip something off, you could trip, let everybody know your position. So in a sense, definitely serious stuff. And when I brought it into inspections, I say, let's start from the outside. Let's look at the house from the grade and elevation. Let's look at the foundation, what's it built out of, the roof. So everything looking at it from an outside perspective, and then we move in. And then we go path of least resistance, electric, plumbing, AC, interior, exterior, the attic, insulation, ventilation, air ducts, are there paths in the attic? So there's a lot of things to look at that if you go really quick, you'll miss something. And then we're wasting double time trying to go back, fix our mistakes, wasting money, etc. So slow is
How you bring
fast.
So I got a question, Albert. I thank you so much for letting us know, where that theme came from, of course, because I mean, if you're out there, knocking doors down, you don't want to be rushing into these things, because that could definitely cost you your life. Now, in relates to, like, for example, with the Mindset Mondays, we want to empower people. We want to empower the people that are on this call in regards so they can start their week nice, strong, and really give them something during the week. So now, how have you applied that concept in regards of growing? Because I know you didn't start off with the success you have now. So what are those? Because sometimes we deal with agents, all of us as agents, we deal with a lot of things that we just haven't experienced yet and which affect our business. So what can you say to those agents in regards to that quote that you have for yourself that you kind of you want to say you live by in essence for your business to empower someone to really take their business to the next level? Because some of the 4 points that we discussed that we mentioned that we were going to talk about was the excellence is first, speed is second, consistency builds momentum, embracing the hard things, and then foundation and faith, which I think all of them correlate. So how can we encompass all those things and that way the agent can take that with them and actually continue their week strong?
Of course, and understand also, everybody's in a different point within their business themselves. Some are starting off as single realtors, others are in a team, and others are mentoring. So depending on which level you are in your business, starting from the beginning, you can't really provide a service or do something professionally, I believe, until you know for sure you know what you're doing. So if you're an agent that just got a license, my recommendation would be to join the team. Join the team, take it slow, learn, how to read a contract, put a contract together, before you go all hands out and spend a ton of money and effort into marketing and getting clients, make sure you're servicing these clients well. So I would say that's the same to a home inspector. Go under a team, learn how to do your job right. Then once you got that experience and you're doing great, by all means, excel, spread your wings. And then once you get at that point, then there's also things you have to make sure you put in line. I learned that hire slow, fire fast. Depending once you get into that, having a team, making sure that these team members, are with your brand, your culture. They have the same values. Whenever you send them out to represent you, that they're representing you at a high fashion. And then going into mentoring others, getting people that once you have a whole team and you got those people perfect, then it's setting up, meetings, empowerment to really create cohesion, events, know that we're all on the same team and we're all going forward to help improve each other's lives. So much me helping them and then them going out doing the work and then helping my family. So
Okay.
that's where I go with the slowest move in real estate.
All right. Let me ask you this. You mentioned that we need to embrace the suck. We need to embrace the hard stuff. So
Yes, sir.
why do you think people kind of run away from the hard stuff? Why do you think that? And what is something that we can use that we can do as agents that can, help us, confront those hard things and really overcome those things?
I agree. Yeah. The hard stuff is really what sets us apart. What sets someone that wakes up at 11 a.m. compared to that wakes up at 5 or at 6, those that go and do exercise compared to those that don't, those that do more education to know more compared to those that don't. So, and really embracing the suck, meaning doing the things that nobody wants to do, and embrace that in a few days, months, weeks, years, you're going to be, out compared to everybody else that didn't do what really sucked, whether it's door knocking, open houses, doing those first time home buyer courses, doing these online Zoom calls early in the morning. I mean, early bird gets the first worm for sure. And really put yourself out there, embrace the suck, whether it's hot, whether it's raining, whether, you really didn't want to drive out to Point Siena on a Saturday at 5 p.m., embrace that, it is what it is. You got to get the stuff done, and that's the way things get done. All right.
That is so true. That is so true because I've seen it before. How even when I first started with this business, when I'm pretty sure everybody on here, there's a realtor knows that what they took in class in the regular class to what actually is in the field, it is completely the opposite thing. Completely the opposite thing sometimes. And it's like I wish we would have learned some things that during that class that would help us more in our real estate journey. Because there's a lot of things that we do that we might not like doing. The cold calling, the door knocking, like what you mentioned. And those are the things that really put you out of the comfort zone. I'm a big believer in that all of us should be trying to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations because that's the only way that we're going to continue growing. If we're not in an uncomfortable situation, if we're just just going under the radar, then you're not growing to the potential that you have in essence, because we all have a potential, we all have a purpose, and we all have something inside of us that allows us to stand out from everybody else. And if we're not putting ourselves in those positions to actually let those things start coming out, then there's no way that we're going to continue growing. So that's why it's so important to take the risk and really put yourself out there in the sense that way you can continue growing. Because if not, then we're just going to just stay stuck in the same exact line and we're never going to continue growing.
Get out of your comfort zone. And that's what it makes us unique. Just like, again, us being here, being live in YouTube is completely out of our comfort zone. And we still doing it. We still getting up no matter what happened the day before. We know we have a team. We have people counting on us. We have, and the same thing goes into the real estate. You know, you have your family counting on you. You have your family waiting at home. You want to make sure you provide. Will you're working pretty much full time as a real estate agent. And what are we doing this for? We need to go back and see where is a why and be able to, like I said, no matter how uncomfortable it gets, still go back, remember why I'm here, why I got my license, why I want to switch out. A lot of us in this call, I'm pretty sure, had a previous career. What was that one line that drove you into getting into real estate? What was that one thing you said, you know what, I'm quitting my other job? Like for me was, personally, I used to work in retails for 20 years. And I remember missing out on dates and times with my kids, holidays. Why you guys like to shop on Thanksgiving? I don't know, but then the mall were open on Thanksgiving Day. And that, remember that year when they say we're going to open on Thanksgiving Day and I could not have a dinner at home with my family? That was the switch. I was like, I need to get out of retails. I need to find a career where I can create my own schedule. It was super uncomfortable. It was learning something completely new, completely out of my comfort zone. I got people coming in to want to buy. Now I had to go out there and find clients. I mean, it's complete. You look at it, it was the opposite of what I was doing. I had a salary base, not on commission base. That was huge as well. And being able to go back and remember that Thanksgiving night, that inspired me to get through it no matter how hard it got into the real estate. And keep pushing myself and have the blessing now that I can create my own schedule, have the blessing now that I can be home, that I can spend time with the family and I can still make a living. That's like, you know, more than I could ever ask. And I think a lot of us take a little bit this career for granted, and it's just so much money to be made. And all we need to do is just have that discipline and go back to the big why.
Yes, I agree with you there with that part, because that was another one as well that that I quit my job cold turkey. I was one, so I always when I meet with somebody or someone that's actually part-time, I always ask them, "What's your number? What is that number for you to decide when you're gonna be done with that?" Because we have to put ourselves out there, and it puts us in an uncomfortable situation, and that's where, like with the fourth point that we were going to discuss, was foundation on faith. Because like Priscilla had faith that she was going to accomplish that regardless. I had faith that when I quit my job, I was going to be able to do it. And I'm pretty sure everyone here on this call has done something that they had to rely fully on faith that they were going to accomplish that. Rely on faith that those things that they said they were going to do, we're going to be able to accomplish it. And that's part of the process. It's part of the process. That's why when we kind of slow down to reevaluate everything, is so key for us to really focus on those things and really start aligning the things that way. Because when we're going so fast, we're not giving ourselves the opportunity to really, pour into that part of the faith, pour into realizing, okay, this is uncomfortable right now, but I know this is stuff I have to do. Because when we're going so fast, it just skims over our head, and then we can fall easily and get distracted a lot easier. So anybody can share a moment that in their life that they had to fully rely on faith in regards to the things they wanted to accomplish to get where they're at today.
I have one, but I want to ask Alberto something.
Go ahead.
I left the military to do real estate. I mean, yeah, I did. I did 9 years,
Reserves.
11 months, and yes, Army.
Cool.
Army. MOS 54 Bravo, NBC. But I left the ultimate secure job. I was in E6 back, all those good things. But I went to a seminar on real estate. I've always done sales. And that night I left out of there, and like 6 months later, here I am. But I didn't do the 20. Did you do the 20, Alberto?
6.
6? Okay, there you go.
6. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your service, man.
But that was I took it. But you're right. You got to just do it, and it was faith. And God's been good, but don't lower your guard down. That's it.
That's so true. That is
Yeah.
so true. That is very true.
Yeah, we all at one point or another, especially in this careers, again, we're not on a salary base, we're not expecting a check. So we work every day by faith. And then trying to do our best and counting, have that positive mindset. That's why we create Mindset Monday. Have that positive mindset there. Hey, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get through it. Things gonna get rough. And that's why you have a community. You have all of us here. When things hit the fan, not to say the other word, just know that you have a whole community to be able to assist you. There's going to be days it's going to be great, there's going to be day there's not going to be so great, and we all have it up and downs, but the key is not to stay down, is to be able to fall forward. And that's the key on anything you do in life.
That is so true. That is so true. So I want to thank Alberto for taking the time today to kind of logging in and sharing his insight in regards to what some of the things he lives by. And I hope that everybody got some positive information from the things he mentioned. Some of the points that we did talk about that everybody remembers is, remember, excellence is first, speed is second, consistency builds momentum, because the moment we are able to slow down and stay consistent, then we're going to build that momentum that it's going to be an unbelievable momentum that you build when you are able to stay consistent. And then one thing is that we cannot forget is that we cannot run away from the hard things, because if not, that's the point. That's that's the exact moment where we stop growing, because we have to push ourselves beyond the limits that we think that we have. If not, we're not going to be able to continue growing. And then, of course, all this is tied together with having the belief and the faith that, one, you can do it. That's number one. That you yourself believe in yourself that you can actually do it. Because sometimes we all struggle with that fact that we might not believe that, and that is something that you have to have a moment with yourself. I believe, just like I have before in the past, and trying to understand, okay, why is it that I can't believe that I can do this? Is it because I haven't ever reached it, or whatever the case is? But that is something that you yourself have to really come, like, have a moment with yourself so you can understand why is that belief, and where is that belief coming from. That way you can overcome that, because you have to have faith in the things that you said that you want to put down. You have to believe those things, because if not, it's going to be very hard if you yourself can't believe it, because no one else is going to believe it for you. We can push you, we can try to push you and kick you in the butt to get closer, but in the end, you have to believe that those things you said, you can accomplish them. And that is so important there and key. So I want to thank Alberto. Does anybody else have any questions? It's gonna be a short one today.
I have a final little thought here. Every morning I do have my routine, and part of my routine is to listen to something that helps me keep myself motivated. I listen to a lot of different podcasts, and it was something that said today that we already know, but sometimes we don't apply it. And it's they were talking about, hey, if you want to lose 30 pounds, 40 pounds, will you hang out with a group they're only eating junk food and drinking and party, or you will go ahead and surround yourself with the group that are going to the gym, they're not drinking, they have discipline? Like, which way you want to go, who you want to surround yourself with? And that got me thinking there. Sometimes, like, we don't take that time to slow down and see who is in our circle. Find out the 5 people closest to you, either are where you want to be, either doing the steps to be able to be successful. Find yourself, and I hate to say it, sometimes you've got to cut even family members. I have done that myself, because it's not getting me where my final goal, where I want to go to. So I said, well, homework today is sit down with yourself, slow down, smell the roses, check your circle. If the circle is getting smaller and it's not where you want to be, then let's go ahead and talk about how you can surround yourself with a better circle and be able to help you get to your final destination. Thank you guys for being here. It's a short call today. Yeah. Before we guys let you go, don't forget, on Thursday, the 25th, we have the biggest event. FPG Title is opening. I hope to see you guys there. CEO Joe La Rosa will be there. All of us will be there as well. Also, we forget to mention, 9 a.m. we have Mindset Monday in Spanish. So any Spanish speaker on the call want to go ahead and log in. Let's go live in YouTube. And it goes, so we will have it as well, you can be part of the panel. So again, we can share that link for everyone. And we see you Thursday, everyone. Please join us. I shared the link. See you guys soon.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye. Happy Monday.
Bye,
Happy
Alberto.
Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday.